May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. We're looking at the Euro USD. The Euro USD, we're looking at the monthly time frame here. All right, and you can see it's pretty simple to see that the macro view of the Euro USD is technically bullish, right? Because you see the let me get this. Let me get it. Come on. You see the high, the low, the higher, the higher low, the highest high. Break of market structure here. All right. So that makes this our external high and our external low. Everything in between this range is internal range, right? Internal range. Until you break this high, we don't confirm the bullish trend. Until you break this low, we don't confirm a bearish trend. All right. Now, what happens here? This is the last high, the last meaningful high, the last swing high that created this break of market structure, that led to this market structure. This is the key here. This is the lowest point between this high and that high, the old high and the new high. This is the lowest point. This is the swing low. This is the one that has to be broken for the structure to change. This, however, is an internal low, and it is the last relevant low that led to the creation of that new swing high. And that means we have uh, a bullish trend, what do you call it, confirmed. And we should be looking for longs, right? But after it breaks highs, we look for the pullback. This is all not a complex pullback. I was going to say complicated. It's not very complicated at all. It's a complex pullback. All right, you can see price had some wild swings, but when we broke this low, this is when you stop looking for longs. All right. You don't have that when you hit these lows. You don't have a let me stop looking for longs and start looking for shorts because it can go back up and take this high at any point. It could be just a pullback. We don't know if when we don't won't know this pullback is over until the high, the last high that created that, the last low that created that high is taken. That's when we say, let's stop looking for longs. All right. And we enter into a descending channel, unlike the US dollar index, which is on a ascending channel. All right. This one's the polar opposite, the inverse of the US dollar index chart. All right. And we see that we're hitting the highs and lows at pretty good, with pretty good accuracy. We're in you see, I have two green lines on the outside of the hard support line, the hard resistance line. You have two green lines. That makes up the whole zone. And you can see this high is dotted green. Why? Because that is the key high, the key swing high, because it led to this break of market structure, which confirms that this is a bearish structure point. All right. We are in a bearish trend, and this is the pullback. Why is it pulling back? Because in order for a lower low, a lower high, the next lower low has to be made if it's going to continue bearish, and we have to break structure to do so. That confirms the trend. All right. If we don't break that, if we don't break that low, this isn't a lower high. It is just an internal high. That's it. You understand? If it doesn't break this low, then it's just an internal high, and it could lead to this. All right. So this is the pullback. And how do we know when this pullback is over? When it breaks the last relevant high that made this this impulsive new high, this impulsive new higher low possible. All right, that would be here. Here's the deal. I'm looking for an early call sign. All right, what would give me the early call sign that this is about to round over and start heading towards this low to make a new lower low? I'm looking for a change in character. I'm looking for a market structure shift. All right. This this break is a market structure shift. This is the break of structure. I'm looking for an earlier sign. You see this low, and then we have the new high made. I'm looking for that to break. Once we get below that, I start looking for a pullback of some kind into the leg that broke that, because this is the last low before that high is made. And then we have a break of it. This is the highest point. I'm looking for that market to give me an early sign. This is a better sign. All right. And then you start to say, once we break structure here, I want to see when will this pullback. I'm waiting for a pullback, and I'm waiting to see how this pullback ends. When I saw this, I said, "Oh no, I want to see this break. I want to see the market go fit into the 50% of this range, the upper 50%, so I can look for shorts." Well, we're here now. All right, we're in premium pricing, and I'm looking for the market to turn over. I hope you're able to follow that. It sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook the way I explain it, but I'm doing the best I can. All right. So on the monthly, you can see two bearish candles. You can see that we are in this consolidation, but you see the high reaches the resistance line of this descending channel. I'm looking for the market to say, boom, I want to see the lows traded towards and overtaken. I want to see a definitive move to the downside. All right. This did not trade up into the, we don't see volume breaking any highs over here. This high stays protected. This high stays protected. That's our first clue that we may see the market start to turn over. All right. We're at the top of this descending channel. All right. And we have two bearish candles. And then we have this candle. This is last month's close. All right. It took out the high of the previous month, but it closed within the range, which indicates consolidation. All right. Or it could signal that the market is about to change direction to the other side. So I'm looking into this close and this open to see, is there a change in uh, the state of delivery? Let's go down to the month, to the weekly. What I want you to see is my little note here. What do I got here? It says the weekly shows a bearish BOS. We're in a pullback. Well, uh, look at this. Look at the low of this consolidation, and we see that the market closed with volume below that low. So now, when you see a move after that low is taken, you're looking for a pullback. We are in that pullback. And what did we pull back into? Let's take a closer look. All right, let's take a closer look here. This would be my shift in the market. All right, where I stop looking for longs and start looking for shorts. Or no, I stop looking for longs and I start to look for uh, pullbacks. This is the low of this consolidation. This is a more significant low because this is the lowest point between this high and the highest high. So when the market closes below that, I'm looking for this as a pullback to start, and where could it finish? Well, first thing I look for is bearish fair value gaps. There is one. Let me see. Come on, come on. I ain't got all day. Okay, there's one right here, right? This is a bearish fair value gap. We did not get a candle body close above it. I also want you to recognize that there is a price gap here where price opened and gapped down and did not close it. All right, this wick up here, some will say, oh, well, the market did close it. Well, we didn't close with volume, did we? But what we can see is that there was respect given to this gap. All right, the market pulls away, creates a volume imbalance. I mean, a fair value gap here. We come back up to that fair value gap. You don't see uh, the two candle rejection. Nope, you do not. The market pushes up higher for a second candle. All right, but what does it create? A, a fair value gap going into this bearish fair value gap. Now, what I would next look for in the next candle would be normally uh, an open, a a wick down, and then expansion. That's what I would be looking for. I would be looking for the market to come back and test this as support and continue up higher. But that is not what happened, folks. What happens is the market wicked up and hit this bearish order block here, all right, and rejected from it. Tried it again, rejected. Tried it again, rejected. Interesting. What I want you to notice about this candle here, last week's close, not only did it not take out the high of the previous week, it took out the low of the previous week, but closed back within the range of the same candle, which is an inside bar, an inside week relative to the week prior to it. This may indicate, this may be the calling card for a change in direction. All right. And this candle body close within the range of this candle is also hinting towards uh, consolidation, continuous consolidation, and a possible change to the downside. We did take out that low, but we closed back within. So what I'm looking for is the next open. That next open is going to be right about here. All right. Are we going to push up higher Monday? Are we going to sweep these highs Monday and then wick back down, back into the range of this candle? Because if that happens, folks, look for Tuesday to look to head on downtown. Listen, I want you to notice that this candle, take a very close look. This candle came into this weekly fair value gap. Don't mind this one here. This is the daily fair value gap. We'll talk about that on the next slide, if you will. All right. We see the market came down into this fair value gap. If we see a two candle open, if the market comes down, takes this low, and you see the rejection back up into the range, or either we're going to go continue consolidating, or we're going to look for Tuesday to expand into Wednesday higher. But we have to watch the open. We have to watch how Monday candle opens, the Monday candle opens, and how it closes. Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be the days to look to see how this week is going to move. If this indication here, the fact that we did not close above this fair value gap, and that the next candle closed as an inside candle, and the next candle closed tapping this fair value gap, but closing well within the range of the previous candle. This is looking like consolidated. It look like we're having trouble going up higher. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. I want to see the market continue to respect this wick, the mean threshold of this wick. All right. And if the market pushes up higher upon Monday's open and closes within the range of this candle, we see Tuesday come back down. Oh yeah, we're probably going to be heading down. But I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. I don't want to get ahead. All right, this is the weekly candle. I mean, this is the daily. You can see how Thursday closed. Thursday closed here, bullish. This looks like we should be heading up. We saw no follow through. This is a bullish engulfer, folks. This is a bullish engulfer. Look how it engulfs the last 2 days of candles, Tuesday and Wednesday. This is a bullish engulfer. We don't see the follow through. We see the rejection. We see the respect of that mean threshold of that wick that came all the way up here. I'm looking to see if Monday opens pushing up higher at first and then coming back down and looking similar to this wick and coming back in this direction. If that's what I see, folks, this double another tap of this candle here of this fair value gap or the daily fair value gap. I'm looking for price to maybe hesitate here and then drop. There are some there are these ascending lows here that I think is going to act as a draw to price. There is liquidity under these lows, and I'm looking for a price to head down. It may take a while before it gets here, but here is definitely reachable. We have a fair value gap. I want to see what the market does once it comes into contact with this the daily fair value gap. But I like the fact that we have that candle here. I like the fact that this is a bearish looking candle, and there was rejection from moving up higher. This looks like it could go this way, but we got to see how the market opens. We have to see how the market opens on Monday. Tuesday into Wednesday is going to be where we see the move that we need to make. That's my opinion. Now, you see here is the weekly fair value gap. This is the beginning of the weekly fair value gap. See how the market pushed up higher here, gave us a market structure shift here, and then we see a close above this high that was responsible for this move. That's cool. This is the pullback. If the market closes past this span of this range of candles here and heads towards this low, we know, I can bet you dollars and donuts that this daily fair value gap will fail, because this is a weekly fair value gap. It should have pushed up higher. It rejected. Now, could we see a turnaround here? We certainly could. And I'm going to wait until the market gives us those clues. If the market gives us those clues come Tuesday into Wednesday, we'll know for sure. All we have to look out for is the reaction on the daily. A daily close above the weekly bearish fair value gap. A daily close up here will indicate the market is going to move higher. We'll be heading towards these highs and these descending highs here. If the market closes below this low, below Thursday's low, the low of the week, if the market closes below that low, let's go back to the weekly. If the market closes below that low, oh yeah, if the market closes below last week's low, closes below it, inside of the fair value gap, well, folks, I think we may see a good move to the downside. And I'll be looking for a sell model to form. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit long. I'm sorry about being long-winded, but I want you to make sure you go and check the video I just put out just before this one, and that would be the weekly US dollar forecast. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and may profits be upon you.